Hey guys, just wanted to come on here. I want to talk about another experience that I had to deal with in Santa Barbara at staying at this Petfinity hotel. As you guys know, Santa Barbara is a smoke-free city. And the hotel I stayed at obviously is a smoke-free, so there's no smoking whatsoever anywhere in Santa Barbara. If you do smoke, I think it's 150 feet or 200 feet from the building. I think, no, it's 1,000 feet. So anyway, the guy in the room next to me had a dog. And so every time he'd come out, I think he was a chain smoker. Every time he'd come out, he'd be smoking. And I always like to have my room window open if it has a window that opens. So because I don't like to sit here and breathe this air that's coming through the air conditioner. I don't think it's healthy for you. And I don't think it's good to sleep in a fully air conditioned room without some kind of fresh air coming in. So anyway, I had to deal with his secondhand smoke. And this guy was very rude and very obnoxious. He was an older guy. I think he was possibly a homeless person this was his transition place where he was staying before they found him permanent housing. Older guy, had an older dog. His dog was cute, but he just wasn't respectful to the whole thing. So he'd go out, get his dog to go to the bathroom, wouldn't pick up his poop, let the dog poop anywhere, doesn't clean it up. I don't understand that whole part, but there's a few people that do that. They take their dogs for a walk and then they don't do anything. Anyway, so I was just irritated. So I went up to the front desk because I didn't want to be accused, because if you smoked in the room, there was a $250 fine if they found out that you were smoking in the room. So I wanted to make sure, because it was sucking in some of his smoke into my room. And so I went up to the front, and the lady, she was just all free and happy, and, oh, Santa Barbara's so, I'm like, lady, you obviously haven't been here very long. I found out later on that she was new. So I went up and told her the situation. She goes, oh, well, do you want me to move you? And I'm thinking, why am I like the room I'm in. I'm at towards the very end. There was a room next to me, and then there was the laundry room for the motel. And there's a rule. You're not supposed to smoke within 1,000 feet of the building. And I think people can smoke in their houses, in the backyard, and that kind of thing. But if you're staying in a hotel, you have to be 1,000 feet from it. This guy was not 1,000 feet. He wasn't even 50. He wasn't even 25 feet from the building. And he's smoking. And he was smoking. He was leaving his cigarette butts out there. He was not picking up his dog's poop. Just totally disrespectful. So she said, well, I can move you. I said, I don't want to move. The bed is comfortable. The shower works great. It's a clean room. And I'm at the end. I don't want to make a situation worse for me. She didn't understand that. Why should I be inconvenienced when I'm not doing the problem? When I'm not smoking and I'm not letting my dog go poop and not picking it up? And so she did, we can move you. I'm like, you're not getting this, lady. You don't get this at all. So I said something to the lady this morning when I checked out. I told her, and she goes, you're exactly right. She should have taken action and went and told the guy there is a rule and you're not to smoke. And I said, the simple fact of the matter is he wasn't even picking up his dog poop. So, and he was leaving cigarette butts out where the dogs are peeing and pooping. And I thought that was really rude too. So anyway, yeah. And the lady agreed with me this morning. She said, yeah, she should have. She goes, well, she's new and she doesn't really, she goes, and I told her about the fact that she was allowing people that had dogs in the pool area when there's a big sign that says no dogs allowed in the pool area. And it just she didn't make sense. And so, she allowed two dogs that were in the pool area with this lady, and the dogs were horrible. They were barking and lunging and at people and at dogs walking by. It was horrendous. So anyway, I was glad to be out of that shit show. And I shouldn't call it a shit show because I really enjoyed my time there. It was nice. I will say they do have a lot of homeless people. And, it's sad. But I think some people like to be homeless. That's just my opinion. I'm not going to go into that whole thing because I don't really want to discuss that. That's not something I want to discuss. But it was just interesting how this all went down. And I just thought, why should I get inconvenience? I'm probably paying more than what the guy's paying for his room because this is temporary housing. So I'm sure you give discounts to temporary housing people. And, he should follow the rules. But I think it's a disrespect. He was being disrespectful, leaving his cigarette butts, letting his dog poop out there, not cleaning up, and then smoking. It's all about him. And that's what I don't like about some of the unhoused people. They're just so unappreciative, so disrespectful. And, they should appreciate things and appreciate the laws because there are signs saying there's no smoking. And it's like they don't even care. They don't even give a shit. It's like, oh no, I don't care. I'm just going to, this is the way I lived on the street, so I'm just going to be this way, in a hotel room. So anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I know some people are probably not going to agree with this, but that's what makes me so mad. And I think it makes me mad to the simple fact that, we had all this money that was supposedly given to the homeless and it wasn't. It was swindled off somewhere else. Fraudulent stuff was done, and it irritates me because, I don't know if this guy, I guess he was going through a program through Santa Barbara. So I don't know. Like I said, it's really none of my business, but I just didn't like the fact that the customer service person, the front desk person, thought it would be okay to just relocate me to a different room, when in all actuality, I could have been put into a worse room where the bed wasn't comfortable and the shower didn't work and it wasn't clean. I could have done that. Or I could have been between two people that were really, really noisy. So anyway, I digress on this. This is just how I handled the situation, and I just didn't think it was handled very right. Let me know in the comments what you think. Sometimes, different perspective, but it was just, I don't understand why, I went there to relax and have a nice time, which I did. Because I was blocked from the beach, walk down there every evening and go for a walk with the dogs. And my dogs were really good, really great. So it was a good time. And let me know. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.